Broadcasting and Creative Broadcasting, presenting the EmPower Hour with Jaresha, a show that shares the stories behind the journeys of leaders, influencers, and motivators. The EmPower Hour with Jaresha begins now.
Welcome to EmPower Hour with Jaresha. I am your host, Jaresha Moore. A little bit about myself. I am a best-selling author with over 18 years of combined experience in education, finance, healthcare, business management, and development. Owner and founder of EmPower on Purpose, LLC, where we provide leadership training and personal professional coaching and consulting services. Certified coach, speaker, and trainer with the John Maxwell team, and owner of Envisioned Broadcasting radio station. Before I introduce my amazing guest this evening, I want to tell you about an exciting event happening this weekend. EmPower on Purpose is sponsoring our workshop this Sunday, July 7th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard. This event is a networking virtual vision board workshop that is actually being offered this Sunday and every first Sunday of the month. This is a goal-setting vision board workshop and online networking event. During the workshop, you will learn a proven framework to help you tap into your true desires and dreams. Use those desires to set intentional goals and then outline an achievable plan. You will break free from all traditional goal-setting philosophies during this intro workshop. You will also get some worksheets that will make completing your vision board effortless. Register today to enjoy an amazing atmosphere with great vibration while you write your visions with power and purpose. To register and to find more details, please visit www.empoweronpurpose.com. Today's empowerment quote is, "Reach high, for the stars lie hidden in your soul. Dream deep, for every dream precedes the goal," by Langston Hughes. At the end of the day, we have to be willing to stretch ourselves to achieve our goals, which means we have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable and step outside of that comfort zone to reach high and achieve great things. We have limitless potential, and most of us are not even aware of our amazing abilities and greatness. And we must realize everything starts with an idea or a dream. So consider your deepest dreams today and work to transform them into goals. Only then can you work towards bringing them to life. So without further delay, today my special guest is Laneisha Roberts. A little bit about Laneisha. Laneisha Roberts is a regional quality assurance manager for a leading biopharmaceutical company with almost 10 years in organizational leadership, process improvement, and risk management responsibility. After spending nearly a decade working in state government and the corporate world, Laneisha knows what truly drives innovation, productivity, and engagement, and it's not about the color of your collar, title, or reputable affiliation. It's how well you connect with heart-beating people you're trying to help and communicate your understanding back to them in the most authentic way, oftentimes using self-told testimonies as a game-changing catalyst. Laneisha states, "It hit me in February of 2018 that in my 33 years of living, I've been blessed beyond measure, and at the same time, I felt that I had so much to give in the form of just sharing my journey and my testimony. But I wasn't doing that currently because of a lack of time and a lack of available online platform for the sole purpose where my sharing wouldn't be dropped out by the noise of social media. And that's when this amazing idea came for me to create that space, Bless App. As the founder and CEO of Bless App, Laneisha is now able to pivot into an arena dominated by a small set of key players, an audience thirsting for the next alternative solution, and a future generation to impart lasting, positive social impacts upon. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." This is one of Laneisha's favorite quotes by the great Maya Angelou, and it's reflected throughout the innovative app designed to repurpose the use of social media and leaves users feeling more fulfilled than prior to when they begin their journey with Bless App. Laneisha holds a Bachelor's of Science degree in biology from Florida State University and is a native of Tallahassee, Florida. However, is currently residing in Atlanta, Georgia. When not engulfed in disrupting the market, Laneisha enjoys mastering, still a work in progress, the art of being a newfound aunt to her nephew, Laurent. Welcome to the show, Laneisha. How are you this evening?
I am fine. Glad to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely. So I'm so happy to have you on the show today. I just shared some of your amazing bio. Please share with the listeners a little bit more about your journey and background and how you came to do all of the amazing things you're doing now.
Sure. So my journey began, as you mentioned, in my hometown of Tallahassee, Florida. I was born and raised there. Went to college there at Florida State University. Ironically, I started out on the pre-med route. I wanted to be a surgeon for really as long as I can remember, but I've always had a passion for helping others, whether that was tutoring, middle and high school kids, or taking part in charitable acts. And I like to take things apart and fix it. Go figure. In my mind, I could heal the world, find cures for diseases, just if I put my mind to it. But then, like many pre-med students, I got midway through undergrad, and I said, man, when I graduate, I don't want to see another textbook. So I began to reevaluate my true passion and decided that med school was not for me. What's funny is, funny story, although I decided that med school wasn't for me, my mom that I would push through and continue on to med school after graduating. So when I graduated from undergrad, I had a graduation party, and I remember my graduation cake. It was a very nice cake, but what needless to say, I had to break their hearts, but I believe everything happens for a reason, because fast forward to today, aside from my corporate position, I'm the founder of a social media app that, in a sense, has the potential to do just what I've always had a passion for, and that's helping others and possibly saving lives.
Absolutely. So you've mentioned Bless App. If you could please share more about it with the listeners.
Absolutely. So Bless App, and the name Bless App is derived from the catchphrase Bless Up, which simply means to send positive vibes. Bless App is a semi-anonymous social media app, which means that you have the capability to post both publicly and also anonymously. It's a breakaway from the popular social networks, and it's centered around the premise that there should be a positive exchange of networking when we log into social networks. So users can share testimonies to inspire and uplift others. They can also post anonymously to seek advice if they may be going through something, or just genuinely need some non-biased advice. What really inspired me to create Bless App was that after graduating from college, I took 10 years off from social media, so I deactivated all of my social media accounts. And in that 10-year time frame, I sat back and watched, social media transform into something completely different than what I believe it was intended to be. So I wanted to be a part of the solution and bring it back to a more community-driven, positivity-sharing outlet. And that's what led to the birth of Bless App.
Absolutely. So can you share a little bit more as far as how it truly works? So I know, most of the listeners are, familiar with some of the social media platforms like, Facebook and, Twitter and Snapchat. But how does the Bless App truly work?
Sure. So as you mentioned, it's set up very similar to your standard networks today. You log in, you have a homepage, a newsfeed, and we have two posting options that I mentioned. One where you can share testimony, which is a public form of posting, and then the second posting option is to switch to anonymous posting to seek advice of some sort. You're able to follow and connect with other users. One twist to Bless App is that in order to connect with another user, essentially to add a friend, you have to first engage with that user's content. So, if I post something and you like and comment on something that I post, then it unlocks the option for you to now request me as a friend, which then allows you to chat with me one-on-one. So it's kind of impossible on Bless app to have 5,000 friends who you've never engaged with before.
Oh, yes, that's awesome. I really love that because, I know most of us can really identify with the fact that we have tons of friends on some of the social media platforms, and how many of us can truly say that we know them on a personal level or truly engage with them? So I think that's awesome. So who is your ideal audience then for the Bless app?
So the ideal audience for Bless app is simply those who are, tired of the same old, as they say, and are looking to give back in the form of encouraging others, sharing their lessons learned, and being a part of the solution. On Bless app today, there are folks from all walks of life who've downloaded the app, and that's very encouraging.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what is the one thing you would love for the world to know about Bless app? Like if there was one thing that you just had to share.
Okay. So one thing that I would like for the world to know about Bless app is that we exist. We just launched a little over 2 months ago, so we're in our early growing phase. So we want the world to know that we're here. For those who may feel that they don't have an outlet at home or in their current social circles, I personally want them to know that we exist for that purpose, and that on Bless app, it's okay for you to be, your true self and not someone that puts on just for the sake of likes and follows on social media.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what advice would you give to someone that may be interested in creating their own app?
The advice that I would give to someone that may be interested in creating their own app would be to do it. Just do it. If you can dream it, you have a vision, write it down, draw out your sketches and mock-ups, then let nothing stand in the way of you and that vision. There's a lot of resources out there online from just simply doing a simple Google search on, how to create an app. I spend a lot of time also on YouTube, on Instagram and Twitter, just following other similar mobile apps that are out there, folks that are earlier on in their entrepreneurial journey, just to, take their learning lessons that they're sharing along the way and use those to help me, to not make the same mistakes, to incorporate some of that in my decision-making and planning.
Absolutely. I just have to say that I think that the app is absolutely an awesome and amazing concept and idea. I think it's truly much needed in, our society. And, you think of a society that is all about, those likes and loves, and everyone wants to be liked. So I definitely think that this is an awesome app. So let's talk more about, I'm sorry, what did you say?
No, just thank you. I definitely agree.
Absolutely. So let's talk more about the business side of things. So as a business owner, there are wins and successes, but there are also obstacles, challenges, and disappointments. Can you share one of the challenges that you faced maybe before launching Bless app and how you overcame it?
Okay. So I'll say I've been very blessed to have a great support system along the way, and that helped me a lot. But if I have to say my biggest challenge that I faced prior to launching was fear. Fear is real, and fear had me overanalyzing aspects of the app. Fear led me to delay the launch of the app because I wanted everything, every little piece to be perfect. And I had a conversation with my mom, and she told me, hey, you just got to let it go. Leave it in God's hands, launch, and figure it out as you go. And I did just that.
Absolutely. That's good, because I think that, fear, fear gets in the way of so many different things that we do. So, I'll just even mention before even launching this live radio show, fear was in the way. And I just, I had to get to that point, just simply, as your mom put it, is you just have to do it. You can't allow the fact that, we don't want to make mistakes, and, we have a tendency to be so perfect and want things to be so perfect before even, just jumping and building those wings on the way down. And so that has really became my quote that I truly live by on a day-to-day, is you have to jump and build your wings on the way down. So with sticking along the business, side of things, what do you feel has been the most rewarding part of being a business owner?
Okay. The most rewarding part of being a business owner, to me, is being able to use my platform to inspire others. I have people that reached out just to say that they've been following my journey, folks that I didn't know were following me, and wanted to move forward with developing an app or starting a business because of that. So those are those moments that are, to me, that are priceless and rewarding, and I'm always super humbled to hear that.
Absolutely. That's amazing. It just makes me think of, how we truly add value to others. And oftentimes, as you mentioned, there's times that people are watching and, you may not know they're watching in the background. And so, I think it's just so important, we think of the great service that, we provide to people, and of course they want that service, but the impact is truly in the value and how what we're doing is truly helping others. So what would you say is one thing that you wish you had known when you started out?
One thing that I wish I had known when I started out, kind of going back to fear in a little bit, is that I wish I had known that I could do this years ago. I look back and say, man, what if I would have started my entrepreneurial journey back 10 years ago? Where would I be today? And that's why I think it's super important that we have representation across all fields and industries, so that kids growing up can have that someone in their family or in their immediate circle to look up to and to motivate them to get an early start on being an entrepreneur.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you mentioned how important it is to connect with others and how sharing your testimony has been very important to you. And, as business owners, we both know how important it is to connect, network, and build relationships with others. Can you share more of how those connections or, truly maybe the social media has impacted your life in your business?
Sure, good question. So full disclosure, I'm a very shy person, believe it or not. So starting out in this journey, I had gone 10 years without being on social media. I started my Facebook account so that I could create a business page to promote Bless App last year around this same time. But I would never say much about the business to others on my personal page. I thought I had it all figured out. I could launch this app, hire a social media manager to engage and be the voice of the brand, and no one would ever have to know who I was because I'm a very private person. But I'll tell you, it's amazing what time and insight will do for you. I read an article one day that said people don't buy into what you're selling because of the product. They buy into it and support the brand because of the people behind it and their story and their connection with those founders. So that really motivated me to start engaging more on my personal accounts, and that really opened me up to way more supporters, way more connections with people who are on the same journey that I'm on or who have been there, done that, and can tell their testimonies to motivate me to work harder. So, when social media is used properly, I think it's a very valuable tool from a personal and business standpoint as well.
Absolutely. And I just want to expand on that because I definitely think that, you've mentioned a couple times fear, and I think that, oftentimes fear prevents us from connecting and sharing. So we get so caught up in what others think or say. And, yes, a lot of us do have that private life that we want to keep away from others. But as you mentioned, when you're trying to promote your business, you have to kind of be out there because people are going to, they want to see your face. They want to, they want to hear your story. And so I definitely think that, when we get so caught up with what other people think and say, that it literally stops us from being who we are. I truly believe that we all have an amazing testimony, and I just wish more of us would realize just how powerful our testimonies are and how it truly helps other people. You actually started a movement called My Testimony is Dope. Could you share a little bit more about that movement with the listeners?
Sure. So as I mentioned in the Bless app, it's kind of centered around folks sharing their testimonies. Because as you said, we all have a testimony, and there's a lot that, we can learn even outside of business, just from hearing another person's account of what they've been through and what they've learned and how they pushed through it. So to, help pre-launch the app, I ran a lot of marketing campaigns, and, one of the things that we did as the Bless app team was, I designed these T-shirts with the slogan, My Testimony is Dope, last year around the same time. And I would highlight different users on social media that, were fearless and bold enough to share their testimonies. And in exchange, I give out those T-shirts. So I kind of used it for promotional purposes. And as I started posting, pictures of the supporters with the T-shirts on, there's a lot of folks that reach out and say, hey, where can I buy one? And I would always say, oh, no, they're not for sale. They're not for sale. I'm using it for, promotions. Follow the page and you may get one, in a giveaway. So fast forward to today, a year later, I built up the courage and, time and just, said, hey, I am going to push through with, opening it up for everyone to be able to purchase the shirts. So actually this Saturday, the online store at mytestimonyisdope.com will go live to allow people to, purchase the shirts that we launched last year.
Awesome. That's awesome. I actually had an opportunity to see the shirts as well online, and they're absolutely awesome. I'm waiting so I can get one for myself. So I'm looking forward to the store launching on Saturday as well. Absolutely amazing. So today the empowerment quote was reach high, for the stars lie hidden in your soul, dream deep, for every dream precedes the goal, by Langston Hughes. Can you share more with the listeners just how this or what this quote truly means to you? Or
Sure. It's a very good quote, by the way, and it actually reminds me of a conversation that I had with an employee early last year. So at my day job, as I call it, I have the pleasure of working with a lot of entry-level managers, and oftentimes that requires investing a significant amount of time in their development. And I had one newer manager during our first, I'll call it meet and greet. She said to me, hey, can you make me a great manager? And I told her no. I said, I can't. And then I went on to explain that, the greatness is already there, deep down in your soul it exists. We just have to figure out how to bring it out, figure out what motivates you to go harder, to reach higher, and then set goals from there. And this is exactly what I take from the quote. Again, a very good quote.
Absolutely. I love that. The greatness is already there. And, I think I mentioned this also, is that a lot of people don't even realize, how amazing, some of the amazing abilities that they have, and that they're already great. You just have to, kind of dive deep down into, like you said, setting those goals and developing that. So I think that's amazing that, as you put it with your day job, that you're, as a manager looking to really help develop, some of those employees. So what would you say has been, or who has been the biggest influence on your life? And what lesson did that person teach you?
This is a tough question because, there's a lot of people that have influenced my life in one way or another, and I would hate to leave anyone out. As they say, I am a product of my environment, and people in various positions and relationships have all added something unique to who I am today. There's some very influential people in my family who have amazing testimonies that have motivated me such as my Carnegie family back in Florida, who, they dominate the funeral business in the area, and they've been doing that for years as African-American entrepreneurs. To, my cousin, who's also in Florida, who's had, run-ins with police and homelessness, to owning his own barbershop and hosting annual community events with the local police in his community to give back. My mother, she's been my number one supporter. She's a very strong woman, as well as my sister. But I'll tell you, my grandmother, she was a former school teacher, and she always used to say, you have to meet people where they are. And this really stuck with me through the years, and really has been that driving force behind why I care so much and why I give back so much.
Absolutely. That's awesome. I love that. You have to meet people where they are. I think that is so true, especially in the coaching world. You do. You have to meet people where they are before even, moving forward. So what would you say is one piece of advice that you would give to our listeners on how they can empower their own growth and success journey?
Okay. So one piece of advice. I would say, figure out your why, and the rest will follow. Once you figure out why you're here, which is also equivalent to, your purpose, then you figure out why it is you want to do whatever it is you want to do. This could be equivalent to your vision, or goal, or business you want to start, or a book you want to write. Then from there, build out your actions and your goal setting and planning around those whys. That would be my biggest piece of advice for folks to empower their own growth and success.
Absolutely. And please share with the listeners what is coming up on the horizon for you.
Sure. So as mentioned, again, this Saturday, we're launching the mytestimonyisdope.com online store, where you're able to purchase one of the branded T-shirts. We'll also be doing some giveaways on that launch day as well. So to the listeners, be sure to follow our social media pages. On Facebook, we're at My Testimony is Dope. And for Bless App, the goal is to utilize the branding of My Testimony is Dope to generate even more awareness around Bless App and our testimony sharing feature, with hopes to, add additional features and updates to the Bless App.
Absolutely. It has truly been an honor and a pleasure to have you as a guest on the show. I know you mentioned some of your, you mentioned some of your handles. I just want to give you an opportunity, if there was any other social media or your website, just to go ahead and let the listeners know your, any other websites, any other social media handles that they can continue to stay connected with you and support your efforts.
Sure. So Bless App, we have our website at blessapp.com. That's BLESSAPP. And also Bless App is available on for iPhone and Android devices. So if you just search your app stores for Bless App, you should be able to download the app today. And we're on all the social media pages as well, at Bless App HQ. On Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. So those it's where you can find me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for, taking the time out of your busy schedule to give me the opportunity to interview. I wish you so much success and blessings as you continue on your journey.
Thank you as well. You have an amazing platform, and I really believe in, your mission. Very similar, as you mentioned, to the power of people sharing their testimonies. I think you having this platform, allowing me to share my journey, is just simply amazing. So I wish you the best in your platform, and thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, thank you so much, and you're so very welcome. Listeners, thank you for tuning in tonight's show with our special guest, Laneisha Roberts. Laneisha shared her amazing story and journey and shared her amazing app called Bless App that is designed for users from all walks of life, having a familiar social network filled with a twist. On Bless app, that is, online friends are overrated. No friends there. They call them connects. Bless app encourages connections to the testimonial journey of each user. It's not just another social network. It's a lifestyle. Laneisha also shared that we need to always be focused on making sure we need to always be focused on making sure we are just continuing to use our connections and continuing to be a blessing to others and sharing our testimonies, and also how important it is to figure out your why. If you are interested in being a guest on the show, starting your own radio show, or low-cost advertising highlighting your book, business, or event, please email envisioned@empoweronpurpose.com. Please tune in next week where you will hear an amazing story and journey from another leader, influencer, and motivator. Until next time, be blessed.
Where Jaresha speaks with leaders, influencers, and motivators who share their journeys in personal and professional growth, empowerment tips, lessons learned, and keys of success that will empower you to be your best self. Follow Jaresha on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Jaresha Moore, and visit EmpowerOnPurpose.com. And remember to be intentional and be empowered, and have a great day on purpose.